let's talk about this, right? So navigating the crypto world. I know the label might be a bit wrong, but I'll fix that later. It doesn't matter because I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. So let's talk about this, right? So navigating the Solana meme coin arena. I really want to talk about this because obviously this morning we had a good conversation on Discord, and I wanted to talk to some community members about this. And of course, if it helps other people on the YouTube, or if you're a new viewer here, if it helps you, great. Let's move forward with this. So it should be quite awesome. So what I want to talk about is, oh, by the way, my name is Sham. This is your X5, and the truth is always out there. So one of the things we want to talk about is, of course, there's a lot of coins, a lot of people are holding. I see Bubble here, also my brother, nice to see you. He's always here. I love this guy. He's the best subscriber I've ever had. It's absolutely fantastic. So what was I saying? So for me, the way I look at certain things, right? Okay, so a lot of people we're holding a whole bunch of cryptocurrency, in our portfolios from way back when, right? When the market dumped and pumped and whatever. So a lot of people have accumulated a lot of crypto, right? Let's be honest about it. Some of them have recovered 40-50%. Some of them haven't done anything. Some of them have done 200-300%, right? Let's just be honest about it. So everything's looking good. Also, when you look at the greater picture, the market looks okay. We still can see that we don't really see anything saying that we might have a major pullback. Of course, if we have a black swan event, that's a different story. But so far, everything is indicating that there's plenty of movement, plenty of steam remaining in the market for us to continue pushing forward and hopefully get higher numbers, right? I wouldn't say gains because, as I said, some coins haven't recovered yet. They probably recovered 50% from whatever highs people bought it at. But overall, if you look at the portfolio, then most people are in profit. Let's just put it this way. It's a technicality, right? And of course, during this particular time, if you want to make quick bucks, you want to do some quick trades, in a couple of hours, couple of days, whatever, like especially I would recommend within a day, then Solana meme coin seems to be the most exciting place to be. Hence why I called it Solana meme coin arena. And what I want to talk about is a few things to keep notice on, right? First of all, obviously, when you're buying certain coins, have a look at certain things, and I'll point these out. And then there are things also you want to look at is when you're trying to take your profit out, right? And it's very important. This is the part I was triggered to make this video. I wasn't planning to go live or anything, but I thought, you know what, I have to talk to everyone. And the reason I'm doing live is because the video just uploads a lot more quicker compared to me trying to record the video and then sending it over. And of course, a lot of you guys might think I might edit my videos. I do not. I don't have a script, right? I'm just here sitting in my car doing this, right? So let's talk about this. So the things you need to look at, right? So for example, you're buying a Solana meme coin, and I'm going to keep numbers very simple so everybody can understand what I'm talking about. So say, for example, you have one Solana in your wallet. One Solana's worth one Solana. Doesn't matter about the monetary value. Some people might say, oh, it's $200, $230, $240. None of that matters. One Solana is one Solana, right? And I'll explain why it doesn't matter, because if it did matter, then you shouldn't be trading with Solana, right? And I'm going to get to that point in a bit. So if one Solana is one Solana and you decide to go and spend half a Solana to go and buy something, I see SM here, also my brother, nice to see you. So if I see, if you have one Solana and you decide to trade half a Solana just for the sake of this video, or let's just keep the numbers simple actually. You have one Solana. I see Daisy Track, salam, my brother, nice to see you as well. So you have one Solana and you decide to buy some meme coin with one Solana. Simple, right? Of course, all of a sudden this particular coin pumps 100%, 200%. Great, we all getting excited, we love it, right? When we see these kind of crazy pumps, right? Sometimes it happens within minutes. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. So at that time, what you need to notice, right, is when you go and you say, just for the sake of checking things out, you don't have to necessarily do it, but just tap, okay, I want to swap back to my Solana. Are you getting more than you invested, right? Are you getting one Solana, two Solanas back, right? Have you doubled your money? So we done 100% pump. Have you doubled your money? If that's the case, great, right? There's no harm in that. You are fantastic. This particular coin is definitely pumping, right? Okay, let me explain this. It's definitely pumping. Because obviously the numbers, the percentage that you're seeing is based in the fiat value, not on the Solana. But are you receiving back two Solanas, right? I see Silent Sweep, also my brother, nice to see you. Awesome. So your 1 Solana becomes 2 Solana. That's a great thing, right? That's what we all want to see. That's how we know that 1 Solana entered, 2 Solana came out. Fantastic. Technically, that's what we want to do in the arena. We want to go in and we want to farm the life out of it, right? So that's a good thing. Now, all of a sudden, right, Solana starts to pump, right? So Solana was stable for a minute, but Solana starts to pump. Now, Solana's now moved up a little bit, right? We're gonna talk about Solana a little bit more, right? So this entire video is mostly about Solana. So we're gonna talk about this. So I know Desi Track just said something. Desi Track just said, with Sol recent pump, if I could do a backflip, I would. Bro, who wouldn't? Right? Who wouldn't? But this is nothing, because I don't know how long you've been following us, Desi Track, but I've been going on about Solana since it was like $10, $12. So a lot of the people who have already bought at $10, $12, and this is like, you can see it, I've got a video on YouTube where I turned around and I said, guys, look, and this was just after the Luna crash, by the way. So this goes way back to that time. So just after Luna crashed, so let me just kind of break away from what I was talking about. Luna crashed. I went back and I kind of analyzed the market, looked at everything, looked at all the structures, like, okay, Luna's gone, right? All of the Luna crazy stuff has happened. But what is Solana doing? Because Solana was one of those particular coins that was held by the founders of Luna and XYZ, right? So I wanted to see how Luna kind of gets affected. Sorry, not Luna, Solana gets affected, right? And what I realized was Solana was holding strong. So I went to everybody and on the video and I said, guys, for me, when I look at how everything's been smashed to bits, right, how this whole thing collapsed and it became a freaking meme coin, Solana's still holding strong. And so far, everything is saying it's fine. It's a freaking great buy. We should actually buy. Even at $10, $12, it should buy. So that's what a lot of people did. Some were already holding it and it dumped, so they didn't offload, and others bought some more and did quite well, actually. So there's a few people, I can't say hundreds, but I do know a handful of people who I've personally had a conversation with, who have bought around that time, including myself, right? So that was a good thing. So we've been going on forever, right? So even when Solana went from $10 to $20, we were already flipping. So this was during a bear market, by the way. Remember this. This was during when everything was chaotic. We were holding and we did quite well, right? So right now it's like 20x up, right? Let's just put it this way, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. So this is just the price valuation. So remember, 1 Solana is worth 1 Solana. So if you had 100 Solana back then, you still have 100 Solanas right now. All right. The only thing that's changed is the valuation of the particular coin. And what I'm trying to point out here is, a lot of these pumps are great, but if the pump doesn't bring you double the Solana that you've invested, then you have a problem, right? Because sometimes when Solana starts to pump, right, when Solana starts to move towards the $300-$400 level, right, and this coin is still showing 200% pump, but you're receiving less. So, it's pumped 300%, great. Solana pumps 100%. Now it's what today's price is, and I'll tell you what today's price of Solana is. Today's price of Solana is $234. Solana's sitting at, say, just for the sake of this video, $460, right? So if it's doubled, is the other coins going to give you double? Now, if you go to sell that 200% profit, is it giving you half Solana back, or is it giving you 1.5 Solana, or maybe even 2 Solanas back? That's what you have to look at. So that's all I'm trying to point out here. Keep an eye on when you make those gains, is it giving you back more Solana? Now, of course, this whole thing changes for us, right? If we do not trade with Solana, right? And this is what I was saying before as well. So if we now go in with USDC or anything, any stable currency, and we go in, and there's other ramifications. I don't want to really go deep into that. So there are some other costs involved with when you do USDC or USDT transactions, because it's kind of going back and forth, converting, doing an internal conversion. And the fees are quite high, but it's kind of negligible. So when you're trading a couple $100 or even like $100, it doesn't really matter, right? So the fees are kind of negligible in that sense, depending on how much you're trading, right? So end of the day, you go ahead and you now trade, you buy this meme coin, right, with $100 or $200 of stablecoin. If this thing pumps 200, 300, 400, 500%, it now doesn't matter about the Solana, because you are trading in fiat value, and all of those gains that you've made are coming back to your fiat, right? So it's fine. So your fiat backed stablecoin, basically. So you're absolutely fine. That way, if you play the game this way, then whatever gains you make is your gains, right? But if you enter with the Solana, make sure you make more Solana, right? And don't jump in and then wait for a 300% pump or a 500% pump. In fact, a 10x pump, right? And then all of a sudden Solana pumps 100%, and now you realize you're receiving less than you inputted, even though you've made 200% profit. Does that make sense, right? So that's all I'm pointing out here. Also, now, when you're looking for coins, right? So obviously there's a lot of coins out there, highly hyped. They have great teams or whatever. To me, I don't give a damn about the team. I don't give a damn about the project. I don't give a damn if they're changing the world forever. It doesn't make a difference. If they're the next new bank, if they're the new global currency, I don't care, right? This is not the time for me to care about fundamentals, right? I don't give a damn, right? I want to get in, I want to make money. So for me, the key things that I look for is how many holders does the coin have? Very important. It could be a tiny, tiny coin, right? As long as it has a sufficient number, and sufficient number for me would be like, a good number would be like 1,000 holders. That means it's dispersed around 1,000 people. Only 10 people aren't holding it, which could be technically the founders, or even 100, up to 100. It could be the founders who have multiple wallets doing this, right? We don't want that, right? So we might end up having 1,000 holders, which is a good thing. So I'll look for those kind of things. I want to look at the market cap. Has the market cap reached $1 million, right? If it's reached $1 million, do I want to be in? I might be a bit iffy. I might be a bit on the sideline, 50-50, right? Because again, it's reached $1 million with 1,000 people. Maybe not. So that's, again, I'm factoring that in. I'm like, okay, let me see what the volume is, right? So we start looking at the volume. Okay, it's had $100,000 trading. Great. Okay, so we know people have bought and sold $100,000 worth, right? It could be one person buying 100,000 and then dumping 100,000, which technically becomes a $200,000 volume. So the volume isn't necessarily important because it could be anything. It doesn't matter. You could have millions in volume and market cap still being 100 grand, right? That's not that important. So we know that something happens, but there's a good sign saying that, okay, there's been traders, right? Then I'm looking at how many actual trades has happened, and I see 1,000 people bought and I see 1,000 trades. Okay, I'm okay with that. That's, again, that makes sense, right? They're holding and we had the trade. Great. Volume's great as well. Then I'm looking at the liquidity. Now that's the most important thing. So market cap and liquidity and the holders are three most important things I'm looking for. If the coin has $100,000 market cap and $10,000 liquidity, I have a problem, right? However, if it has like $25,000, so I'm giving this percentage, right? If it has $25,000 liquidity and $100,000 market cap, I know there's 25% liquidity available in the market. That means if I hold 25% of the supply, then I can easily dump it. Obviously, that's where the holders come in as well. I could dump it and I could recover, or I could take my profit and do whatever. So I need to know, is it exitable? Does that make sense, right? So ultimately, I need to know that I've entered something. Can I exit this thing and move off with it? Does that make sense, right? So that's what I'm looking for. And that's how I kind of look at the market. So these are the things I'm looking at. Now, if a coin has done 10 million and it has the potential to go to 100 million, it's a risk, right? It becomes a higher risk. So the lower market cap ones with the good volume, with the good liquidity and a good number of traders, or at least holders, that gives us a good sign. It's like, okay, I could take a chance, right? I might chuck $100 in there, or maybe even a half a Solana in there, right? Depending what the Solana price is at that time. So it's a risk I'm willing to take. But as soon as it starts shooting 10 million plus, I don't see much of a movement, right? Even though if it might go to 100 mil, I just don't see it. So all I'm saying is at that time, you got to weigh your risk a little bit more and say, actually, it could be risky. It could be an exit scam. What can we do, right? It might not even pump there, because remember the scenario I was talking about, right? So these are the things we need to look at when we're doing it. If we're trading with USDC, USDT, or whatever, any stable coin, then it's fine. Whatever profit we make, that's the profit we make. But when we're trading with Solana, be very, very careful, because you'll find more often than not, right, where if the Solana is also moving out, if the Solana is stable or bleeding, that's a different story. You might end up getting more Solana. But if the Solana is pumping as well, at that time, you want to maybe be a bit cautious, because even if you're making 100%, 200% on particular meme coins, you might not necessarily get back the number of coins you put in, right? Because your Solana is now worth a lot more, right? Hence why they don't have to give you back as much Solana. So it's very important key things that you have to really, really keep in mind when you're trading Solana. That's all I wanted to say, or any meme coins actually. I know I'm kind of picking on Solana, but that's because currently we've been having a lot of fun with in our community, in the Discord. We've been having an absolute a hell of a time, because one of our members, or a few of our members actually, have been sharing these new projects and whatnot with very low market cap. Some of them like 100k market cap, some of them with like 200k market cap, and it's lovely to get in and then see that thing roll all the way to a million market cap, which technically means you just 4 or 5x your money, which is fantastic. And you play with little crumbs and whatnot, have a bit of fun. You know, you don't really risk much. Upside is great, of course. Downside is anything can go to zero, right? So ultimately, everybody has to assume that everything could go to zero. But overall, you're having fun, and that's the most important thing. So we've been having a lot of fun on our community, and so I thought it's a good time for me to kind of explain these two differences. That is very, very I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so someone's sending some rude message, but so yeah, just understand these differences, that if you're trading with USDC, USDT, if you make 100%, great, all the profit is yours. If you're trading with Solana, it's a whole different story. So just be warned about that. But other than that, where do I see Solana go? I've mentioned this many times before. I'm still targeting Solana to do at least $400 this season. You know, the season, we have plenty of time left. I won't give you the deadline yet because I've already given some rough estimates on the Discord. So I won't talk about it, but so far I still see there's enough room. We're now going to go and test the 260, because that was kind of the previous all-time high. And after that, we're in price discovery. In price discovery, 400 is nothing. We could even go higher, right? We could even go and test $1,000. But at that time, I don't want anybody to be holding onto any meme coins where they've made a 10x gain, but then they've put half in Solana or 1 Solana or maybe 10 Solana, but now they're receiving less than they put in. I don't want that, because you got to judge the difference basically and see, okay, is it worth me doing it with Solana? That's what I'm saying. Other than that, market this week has been fantastic, right? Let's move on to the market. And if you guys have any questions or anything, please do let me know. Let's have a, I mean, I'll definitely talk about it. Of course, as I said, don't ask me about specific coins. I've said this many times on other videos as well. So I won't be able to tell you about specific coins because there's just far too many and my brain can't handle all the coins out there. The only thing I can say, and this is not a financial advice, none of this is financial advice, is most of the coins that you see out there on the market cap or wherever you go and observe your coins will pump, right? Will pump. I mean, we saw earlier on this morning, me and another person, we saw a coin called Akala pump. Akala's been sitting there forever. It just didn't move, and all of a sudden 100% or 110% pump. Brilliant, right? But and it's a legacy coin. Technically, it's a legacy. It's a couple of years old. But the point is even those coins are doing this. So any coin you pick now is going to go and pump, right? But what you have to make sure is you don't hold on to anything when the market's over, or at least take your initial investment out. That's the most important thing you can do, right? So that's the only thing I'm going to request to everybody. Take your initial investment out, right? So the market, I'm very happy with the structure I'm looking at right now. Today's Sunday, and I'm seeing the total market cap at $2.97 trillion, holding very strong. It doesn't matter, right? Where it goes, it doesn't matter. Even up to 2.7, it doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to bleed, but I'm saying even up to that lower number, it's absolutely fine, because it's a milestone that we've reached, and we're going to close on a positive note. Closing higher than last week is a positive thing, right? Basic common sense. So ultimately, that's a good thing. BTC sitting at $90,300 or so. Again, it's a lot better than in last week. So what you have to notice is, yes, it might be looking a bit red on the charts. So what? The charts are changing every second. It doesn't matter. What matters is ultimately we are at $90,000 compared to where we were last week, right? That's what matters, right? Where are we closing today? Even if we don't close at $90,000 and we close anything above $86,000, $87,000, $88,000, or even anything above 86, let's just put it this way. That's a good thing, right? That's a higher than previous week. So that's how we have to look at the market. It's like, are we closing higher than last week or not, right? Or are we bleeding out? Ethereum hasn't done anything. Ethereum needs to go to 3,500 before we can turn around and say, yeah, it's doing a good thing. Ethereum's still kind of trying to break out. It hasn't done anything yet, right? Other coins have attempted. Some have failed, some haven't. But where they are right now, most of them are doing okay. Like, for example, I've mentioned about Say sitting at 51 cents. It went a little bit higher, but it's fine. It's better than 46 cents or 40 whatever cents it was, right? That's how you have to look at this. So far, the market looks okay. This week is definitely closing on a positive note. So that means next week, by Wednesday, right? So I'm not going to say Monday straight away, we're going to wake up and everything's going to be green, right? It could be, right? It's crypto, it could be. But ultimately, I believe that around Wednesday, we should see some movement. So we give it up to Wednesday. So that means the next week's candle, we're going to give it an entire 3 days to decide what it needs to do. And then by Wednesday, if it starts moving, it should be really, really freaking cool, right? And I think we might actually even end up seeing a parabola very soon as well, by the way. So when I'm looking at the market, there are a few indicators that I use, and one of those indicators, to be precise, I've talked about many times, stochastic RSI, right? So when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing that the RSI is showing good signs, especially on the 2 weeks and the month, right? So if you go and look at the 2 weeks and the month, they are looking freaking awesome, right? And they're nowhere near the previous all-time high levels. That means even at this price that we have here, we haven't even reached the peak yet. We have so much room in between that. But that room, when we say so much, doesn't necessarily mean we've got another whole year left, doesn't mean we've got 6 months left, right? SM says Nvidia reports due, possibly again, but Nvidia, listen, Nvidia reports come out, Nvidia's positive. The only coin I can see from that may have some sort of a dot connected would be Render, right? Other than that, I don't see any of the coins. So let's see, right? No, you're right, it does pump, but sometimes what you got to understand, some pumps are just coincidental. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, we've been pumping already. It's got nothing to do with Nvidia, but it just happens that Nvidia is going to come out on that day, and we might actually have a green candle on that day, and then we connect the dots. We don't need to. We're already pumping, right? We don't need to connect one to another. So far, the charts are good, right? The charts are not saying anything bad, so that's a good thing. And we might see a parabola because, as I said, that room, that gap, we can see it. It's coming closer. So as we zoom into the charts, when we go from a monthly chart to a 2 week chart to a 1 week chart, we start seeing this gap starting to close and giving us sign that we might actually start shooting up. Fetch as well. Yeah, fetch definitely as well. So it might start shooting up. So that's what we're looking at. So if that parabola comes in, that means that what we saw happen on the chart. So this is all about charts, right? If you look at a chart and you see, you know, we spent 2, 3, 4, even 5 weeks, right, getting to a particular level in the stochastic RSI. So at a particular, I mean, let me just tell you what particular level I'm talking about. So, right, so for example, it took us, I don't know how long, but so for example, when I'm looking at the RSI at the moment, RSI is almost 80. Right, RSI is almost 80, and it probably took us like, hold on, well, if I go way back, wow, it can this is like not even weeks, this is like months, right? If I go back September, so from September, where we were around 40 something, hold on, let me just check, 44. So in September we were at 44 on the RSI, from that to 80. So that's how long it took, right? So there's this massive length of time, so it's not even a couple of weeks. And just to be realistic here, right, this whole thing that we did, we could now do this in a parabola. We could do this in a week. That's what I'm trying to say here. So we might just all of a sudden shoot all the way up. That's the parabola, right? So at that time you literally have a week, right? Or I would even say a week. I would say 48 hours maximum, right, for you to make a decision. Because if you don't take profit, guess what? Everybody else is going to take profit, right? So these are the times when you need to start making decisions, what to do. So as long as we're not in a parabola, we're steady. We can last 2, 3, 4 months. We can continue with this market and literally create the one of a kind historical event where this is going to be technically the longest bull run in history, right? We can do that. We can create the longest bull run in Bitcoin's history, which is going to be absolutely fantastic, in any crypto history actually as well. So that should be quite fascinating. But a parabola doesn't allow us to do that. A parabola literally says, that's it, it's over. We're going to do one freaking candle, whatever it be, a weekly or 2 weekly candle. We're going to do one candle and that's it, guys, it's end. And by the time you find out, right, so remember, the candles usually close on a Sunday. However, the 2 week candles are slightly different, right? the monthly ones are slightly different. So if you are focusing on the weekly, I recommend focus on the weekly. When the candle closes, so if this parabola happens, say for example on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you won't even know, because the candle isn't going to confirm until Sunday, right? You wouldn't even know until Monday. So a week before, it could have already ended. You wouldn't know. So hence why you need to, yeah, SM said you need to keep your greed in check. 100% greed, definitely. Of course, I'm here. I will post anything that comes up towards me. If I see some sort of a signal or some sort of a sign on the charts, believe it or not, doesn't matter if it's bloody 4 in the morning, because I've got alerts set up, right? If it wakes me up, I will post that. I'll be like, guys, get the hell out, right? Or at least make your minds up. So I will give you a non-financial advice, and I will say, guys, right now you might want to consider getting the hell out, right? So I will definitely tell you that. And that's the only thing I can do. Whether you get out or not, that's a whole different story. Whether the market ends or not, that's a whole different story. Again, I don't know the future, but what I do know is typically, right, when a parabola happens, it will be the largest candle you've ever seen. It will be the biggest erection you've ever had, right? Let's just put it that way. But that's exactly when the market's going to end, right? So understand this, right? So when it does happen, be prepared. That's all I'm saying. So of course, a lot of the people know this, that I always say stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. Stop loss is your friend if you do have the ability in an exchange that you're trading in. Of course, with the decentralized, it's quite different. But if you do have the ability to set up trailing stops, set up a trailing stop. Whether you set up your delta as 5% or 10%, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to set up, right? This basically means, if the market suddenly dips 5% in a single candle, then exit me. That's all it means. If it dips 10%, say if your delta is 10%, if it dips 10%, exit me out and keep my profit. That's all it means. So it will trail below 10%, 10%, 10%. So as long as you're going up, it will still go up. It won't exit you out. But the moment the market dips by 5 to 10%, whatever your delta is, immediately at that time, it will exit you out, right? So at least that's a good sign. Of course, some people might want to play a little bit more and, aggressively and say, right, I'm going to put 25%. You do realize 100% up. So say, for example, £1, right, or $1, 100% up is $2, but 25% of that is actually 50 cents. You do realize that, right? So please do understand this. $100 going up, right? 100% is $200, but 25% of that is $50. So you're left with $150. Think about that. So that's all I'm trying to say. Look, the maths is very important. Oh, do the maths. Spend a bit of time. Get a notebook. What, 50 cents, £1, $, whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe just £1. Go and buy a small notebook and say, that's, mark it out. That's how much I bought it for. That's how much, if the market does flip, I want to exit. How much am I going to lose, or how much am I going to gain? Do the maths. There's no harm in doing that. Maths may never come true, right? But usually maths does. But maths may never come true. But ultimately, if you do that calculation and you say, okay, this is the risk I'm willing to take, right? I'm willing to lose 10% on the way down. Fine, right? It's a maths you've already done. So you've already assumed what the outcome would be. Right now, the outcome could be completely different. That's fine. It's not in your hands. It's not in my hands. We don't have the power to do that. And of course, remember, sometimes Coinbase and all sorts of other crappy exchanges, right now I have to say this, Coinbase has always been a crappy exchange when it comes to this, by the way. During a pump, Coinbase usually bugs out. Let's just be honest about it. Coinbase usually bugs out during a pump. So be careful, because that means your order wouldn't fill, because there's no ability for that order to fill. So again, think about certain things that, okay, here's a scenario. What if this happens and I can't exit out? Then I'm now holding bags. Do I want to do that? How do I want to exit? So all I'm asking is, go back, spend half a day, a few hours if you can, right? I know not everybody's going to spend half a day, but if you've invested so much of your money, then believe me, half a day is nothing. It's just half a day investment into this is nothing. You've spent the last year and a half investing money, 2 years, 5 years, some of you guys even longer, right? You've invested all that time and money and effort and the patience, and you've lost your hair, you've lost everything, right? And now you've come to the situation where you can actually take these gains out. Half a day is nothing. So spend half a day pondering, just thinking, basically, what is my exit strategy, right? What is my exit strategy? Because if you don't have that, then yeah, fine, you can still carry on hodling. I know a lot of people will hodl. Yeah, we want to hodl, but there's a time for hodling, right? Now's not that time, right? Now's not that time. So please do understand. My name's Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. If you're here for the first time, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe, share with one other if you can. That would be really cool. We are trying to grow the community. In fact, I've promised everybody that I will be more and more active if the community grows here and if the community grows on Discord as well. So if I see an active community, of course I'm going to be there. I know a lot of the guys are conservative, but I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do my best, and I've promised that I will be here more active. I will come and I will do your request or whatever, right? So end of the day, let's grow, let's grow together and see, because it motivates me. So you just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It will definitely motivate me to come back. Who's this new person? It says Mark Pretty, been a whole oh sorry, okay, he means been a while but have been watching them back back always. Awesome, my brother. Thank you. I do appreciate that, brother, sister. I'm not sure, but I do appreciate that. You know, I listen. It's been, for me, it's been a while as well, because what I've been doing is so I've had some kind of situations. I'm not going to explain this in this video, but I've had some situations which kind of affected me psychologically, mentally, just kind of affected me, and I'm still affected. So let's just be open with it. I am currently in a little bit of depression, but I'm not letting that put me down. And what I'm trying to do is like just get on with life and find something to keep myself busy, because it can be kind of like, let's put it this way, there are some days where I just don't want to even wake up, right? I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get up from where I'm sitting, right? This is the kind, I don't want to go work. I don't want to do anything, right? There are days when I feel like this, right? And there are days when I just want to jump off a building, right? I'm not even joking, right? Me saying this on a live, right? I'm not even joking. That's how it feels, because it's like the entire world, everything is just attacking you. You're in this defense mode, right? You don't know what to do, right? You can't find any path to get out. So that's how bad depression can be, from my own experience, what I am experiencing. So I've been kind of off and just trying to keep myself busy. But the more I see the community being active, it does excite me. It does make me very happy. And I did make a promise today. I said, guys, if you continue like this, definitely, I'll be more active as well, right? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see something that excites me, something that I can come back to and relate to, and of course, will bring me back to the world, right? So that's what it is. Mark says, dude, I've been since 4 people. You've been here since 4 people. Okay. I'm not sure. Hanging in there, stay positive. Of course, my brother, I have to hang in pros, and that's what it is. Listen, I've got some good mentors, right? Believe me, I have mentors, right? And you know, one thing I know, that if I bottle this whole problem, like, because everybody knew, like close to me, people, friends and family who are close to me knew the problem, and believe this, right? When I tell you, right, 99% of those people knew what my problem was. Nobody came and lend a hand, or nobody came and lend a shoulder, or said, you know, here's a shoulder, just cry on me. Nobody said that. Everybody knew, and they were talking behind my back. Oh, this guy's had a devastating time. He's had a devastating situation. This has happened, that. But nobody came to support me, right? But I do have 1 or 2 guys who are genuine people. You know, like we newly kind of acquainted, but they're very genuine people. They come forward and they said, look, talk about it. And I know this as well. I'm not dumb. I know talking about it will lighten my load. So I talked about it. I spilt my heart out, right? And just by doing that, I felt a lot better. And then I came to a realization, like, you know, and it was a self-realizing, by the way. Nobody could tell me what to do. That's not how it works with me, right? But by talking about it, I put 1 and 1 together, and I said, look, hold on, actually, why am I kind of, you know, drowning in my own sorrow? Why, right? Shit happens, right? I just got to get up and move on, because this is not the first time. Yes, it could be the worst one, right? But I've had similar situations, almost similar situations in the past. It's not the first time. So I'm like, hold on, I've had this in the first time. I've had this before. It's not the first time. And every time I've come back bigger, better, stronger, at least 2x, if not 10x, right? So hold on. If I could do that without being affected so much in the past, then what if I actually now start thinking about doing something like that? I could do not a 2x, not a 10x, I could do 100x what I did, right? And that was my motivation to come back and say, right, do you know what? I'm going to go, I'm going to grind, I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to bring myself back out of this. That's what it was, right? It says BTC, what happened? What happened to BTC? It's at 90,400, bro. There's nothing exciting, right? Nothing exciting. I am looking at it, by the way. So, that's what it was. So I've decided to have a positive attitude and bring myself out. But of course, behind your head, in your heart, you know, it's still there. People you know, people you associate with, who also know about it, sometimes bring things up, and it can be really, like, for example, not long ago, about 2-3 days ago, one of my business partners, right? So he's an ex-business partner. He called me. He's like, bro, you don't call me. What's going on, bro? How you doing? This and that. I'm like, oh, I'm all good, man. And so he saw BTC, what BTC did, and he's sitting with someone, right? And he called me because he's had a conversation with them, obviously. And he was like, how many BTC did you have? How many Ethereum did you have? And I was like, and we're talking, right? And this is, we're talking about, when I say, did you have, there's a reason behind this. These were a particular time when I lost those, right? So he was like, how many did you have? I said, he's like, do you know that would have been worth about 15 mils, right? I was like, yeah, I know. It's like, that Ethereum you had, that would be worth like 4 mil now. I'm like, yeah, I know. So think about that, right? That doesn't help me, because when he said that, it kind of depressed the shit out of me. I'm sitting here, I'm like, now I'm sweating through my entire body, I'm crying through my entire body. Believe me, my legs and arms are shaking because I remembered that. Well, he doesn't know that. I don't blame him for it, but end of the day, sometimes when people remind you, it does kind of hurt, you know, it does kind of hurt. Mark says, I remember what got you there. Stay positive, you always upgrade if you do the work. Of course, that's the whole idea. Know your story, come back stronger like BTC. Oh, okay. Of course. No, definitely, I'll definitely come back stronger. I know I will come back stronger. I've got to stay positive, I've got to do the right thing. You know, one of the fascinating thing a lot of people miss, right? So there's two things you can do in life to be successful, right? Especially when you want to go and create wealth, right? There's two things you can do. You can make a lot of enemies and you can create a lot of wealth, right? You can create a lot of enemies and create a lot of wealth, or you can make a lot of friends and create a lot of wealth, right? One or the other, right? You can't have both, right? And for me, okay, I can't answer the message, brother, because okay, okay, someone's sending me a message anyway. I don't think the person's on the live stream. So anyway, someone sent me something on the thing. Right, so what I was saying, right, so to make a lot of wealth, you know, when you go and generate wealth, you make a lot of enemies. Enemies could be, you know, you go and rob someone, you go and mug someone, you get take a loan, you don't pay that back. You know, you've got bankers, everybody's chasing you. You make that enemy, right? Nobody's happy with you, but you're making money, right? You freaking scammer. That's what you can be. Or you can be a genuine person and help others, and then let those people lift you to where you need to go, right? And you can grow with that. So you can make a lot of friends and actually grow with that, or you can make a lot of enemies and grow with that. You see what I mean, right? So I choose friends, obviously. Now, choosing friends isn't easy. It's the harder way, but I think that pays off the best as well. Desi says, the very reason I've unstaked, I'm now playing the stop loss move with pumps. Awesome, my brother. I'm not joking. I don't just say like unstaked. I did the same as well. So there's a few coins that I also had staked, locked, earning, whatnot, right? And I think a couple of videos ago I did mention this, and this is like last week or so. I actually sat there and I unstaked everything because I don't want to be, for example, I staked some Ethereum. That Ethereum hasn't been released because I think there's a 30-day for that Ethereum to come. So think about it. I've done it like 6-7 days ago. I'm still waiting, right, for my Ethereum to come to me. Now, what if the market ends today? Then there's no point me unstaking that because I couldn't sell, right? So I needed to plan for that, and I unstaked early. So I said, right, okay, now is my time. I need to unstake, give it enough time. If it takes 30 days, by all means. If it takes 2 months, by all means. I'm giving it time for it to arrive to me, so then I'm ready to deploy. Because now's not the time for me to sit back, stake, and earn. What's wrong with you? I want to do that in a bear market. When my funds are sitting there, when I've already bought, I've made profits. I've bought XYZ amount of coins, right? When the market's bloody, I've deployed them into a staking protocol or earn protocol, whatever, right? Now, while I'm waiting for the bull market highs, I'm earning more crypto. It's a no-brainer. You don't do that during the pumps. During the pumps, you want to be ready, set, go, boom, press that button, get out. That's what you need to do, right? So end of the day, that's how, you know, I hope everybody... Desi says, take care until next one. Also, my brother, no worries, you have a good day. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be able to... Okay, he says, yeah, okay, I got you. So end of the day, listen, so you have to be able to be ready during, especially these pumps, right? I know it's an emotional disaster, right? When you're sitting there and you're seeing lovely gains emotionally. A lot of people, I said this before as well, people feel like they're possessed. They're trying to press that button, but for some reason, there's something internally saying, don't press that button, right? Right? SM says, big shout out to KR for all his things. Yes, definitely big shout out to KR. But, right? Guess where he is right now? He's sitting in a wedding, eating chickens and sending me pictures of his chicken, right? Making me feel hungry, right? That's where he is. So he's not on the live stream right now. He's in a wedding. So I'm not joking. That's what he's been doing. Sending me pictures and making me feel hungry. Anyway, so what was I saying? Where was I? I've lost my thought. I've lost my thought now. Where was I? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? I was talking. Come on, I completely forgot. What was I saying? You know what? I lost my thought. Completely lost my thought. I got distracted. Completely lost my thought. But what I think I was talking about BTC and crypto, right? So, if you've made your gains, you feel possessive. That's what we're talking about, possession, right? So a lot of people feel possessed at that time where they can't press the button, right? Because they feel that, okay, it might go high, it might do this. Yes, it might, and you're 100% right, right? But at that time, you are the only person in control of at least taking your initial investment out, right? Listen, you make $100 into $1,000, 10x, good. No one's saying anything bad about that. But the least you could do for yourself is take your $100 initial investment out. I mean, that's not going to hurt you much, is it? You've done a 10x, you're only taking 10% out. How's that going to hurt you? But you thank me later, just in case, right? You might never thank me. You might be like, I would have made 10% more, but because of this idiot, I lost 10%, right? Yet you might turn around and say that because of that sham, I ended up losing 10% that I could have made. I know you're going to say that, right? But that's fine. I would rather take that than you come back to me later on and say, bro, I made 10x, yeah, and then it went down 99%. Or what? You're back to 1% of what you initially invested. So how was that a good investment? That's what I don't want to see. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see anybody bag holding. Mark Philly says, got to go watch later, hang in there and check in more. Definitely, my brother. As I said, for me, I'm a man of my word. I made a promise earlier on. I said, look, you guys are active, I'll be active, right? If I don't see you guys active, if I don't see you guys coming to the live stream and whatnot, what's the point of me doing it? Do you know what I mean? And the only reason I'm actually doing a live stream is because if I do a normal video and I send it and upload it, it takes hours. I don't know why YouTube does so many stupid checks. A 20-minute video, 2 hours to upload. What the hell? And I'm on very high speed internet. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'm not even going down there. So, but these live streams do go out to you straight away, at least. So again, this is all live, so much better. But yeah, profit taking. Talking about that. I know I go on about it, but please do consider at least taking your initial investment out. Of course, it's not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do ultimately, but this is just a brotherly request that hopefully helps everybody. Bubble says, because I didn't listen to you, I missed 250k from eGold. This is a fact. Yes, I mean, Bubble, I hope you don't mind me saying this. So he's one of the, he's a large holder. He's technically a whale of eGold. So he's had eGold since the beginning. And, if he exited during that time, he would have made, like, as he just mentioned, 250k. That would have been his profit at that time, right? Profit as in, it wouldn't even be, it would be a lot more, right? But he had patience, he had faith, and he said, I'm going to hold, right? I'm going to hold. Who am I to say what? Okay, you want to hold, you hold. But ultimately, what I recommend, right, is don't hold, right? You have faith in it, you believe in it, come back and buy it again. Good example. This is a beautiful example. This morning, so this entire video is regarding Solana meme coins. Yesterday, I bought a meme coin. During that time, Solana wasn't doing much. I woke up, so during the night or whatever, it pumped like 200-300%, whatever. So I had a lot more Solana than I started with, which is a good thing. I woke up, I saw Solana moving. So I went back to check the balance on some of them. And I realized that even though it was 300% up, I only have double the SOL. So I dumped everything. So this is a meme coin from yesterday that I dumped this morning. Okay, so I dumped it. It's gone. Boom. I don't want to know about it. Then earlier on, about 45 minutes or half an hour before going live on the stream, so this is on Discord, you can go and see it, I messaged you, I went and rebought that coin, right? Because it pumped and then it dumped. I went and rebought it. But what did I buy with? That's the key here. So remember, I said 1 Solana became 2 Solana, right? So whatever I invested was double the amount. So I received double the quantity of Solana, right? So I just reinvested the profit. I took my initial out. What's the harm in that, right? So I can be greedy. Oh, this thing moves. I can go back in again. I believe in it. Think about it. I trust and I believe in this coin. I believe this coin has the potential to do another pump at least before the bull market ends. But did I go back all in again to be a little bit greedy and accumulate more and do whatever? No. I took my total initial plus profit out earlier this morning, and then later on, right, about 7-8 hours later on, I went back in again when the market bled out. I went back in again and I bought the exact same quantity I originally bought. Not a penny more, not a Solana more, right? So my original Solana is back in my pocket. Happy days. Now, if it does something great, you know what I mean? So let's see what's going on. Hello, human AI founder, Eagle dev. Rumor is once Eagle his 100, human AI founder will dump his remaining Eagle token and pump his own token, human AI. Oh, I see. Okay, so the same guy has the. I don't see any problem with that, but I'm going to give you something else that might be a little bit of a bombshell to you, right? Okay, so the Eagle guys, you do realize that they are the owners of MEXC. I don't know if you know this. So they also own MEXC. And if you look at the majority of the coins on MEXC, they have something to do with it. So when you're talking about this one specific human AI, right, great, they might pump it, they might market it, but you're forgetting the 99.9% of other coins they've created, right? What you have to understand is, like a lot of people make this assumption, this one person just makes this one coin or makes this two coin and that's it. No, once you get a taste of creating coins and making success out of that, I can assure you these same founders, same creators are pumping out coins every other day. So there could be hundreds, if not thousands of coins that they've created, right? But people don't notice that. You know what I mean? People don't realize this, right? Or people don't even assume that. And that's the mistake we make. So I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not saying, oh, it's a bad thing or whatever. Bro, if you're in it to make the money, make the money. If you're in it for the project and you believe in human AI, you believe in ego, you believe in a particular project, then good luck to you, because nobody can help you. Okay, nobody can help you. All right, so what you have to understand is, if you're in it to generate wealth and basically have a better life at the end of it, then you've worked hard, earned hard, you've put your money in, you are expecting a return. If you say to me you're not expecting a return, please give me all your money. If you don't want your money, give me your money. I'll happily take it. I'll send you my wallet address. Send me as many money as you want, right? If you don't want profit and you believe in something or someone, send me all of it. I need a lot of money right now. You send it to me, right? So that's the scenario. Don't do that. You've entered the crypto market with an expectation of making something, 10%, 20%, 100%, 200%, whatever. But let's just say 10%. You've gone in to make a little bit of money for yourself to have a better life, right? That's why people invest. So forget the founders, forget the project, forget everything. Doesn't matter. Make the money, get the hell out. Move on, find another one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not dissing eGold, and I'm telling you why. Because I also own eGold. I have eGold. I have eGold from when it was at the bottom. I can't remember, like whatever dollars it was. I have that, and I've also bought eGold at I think it was 129 pounds a coin. So think about it. I've even bought eGold at the top, right? That's how much I have faith in eGold, right? And I'm still holding some of those eGold. But the point I'm trying to make here is, let's not forget the other reality. Same founders are non-stop doing something. They're involved in one thing or another, right? And we have to accept that, right? And especially when you have a powerful exchange with enough members, you can pump out whatever. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. You only tell people the one you want to talk about, right? I mean, human AI coin. How'd you make a human into an AI? I don't know. But here's a fun fact, and I can prove it to you. I can prove this to you, right? At least 6 months, maybe even a year ago, I have a WhatsApp message. Where I can tell you the cyber human AI, right, protocol I spoke about on a conversation. I can prove that to you, right? So if you want to go for it, talk about, challenge, whatever, I can prove to you that I actually have. So I have the domain already, by the way. So I've already bought the domain, but the acronym was stood for Cyber Human Artificial AI, something like this, right? I forgot what it was, but those are the things. I was talking about cyber human AI, but then I realized that it doesn't work. So I never bothered with that. However, I kept the website and I kept the name, right? So my website's been registered for a while. So I've kept the name, I kept the thing, but I changed the acronym. I said, okay, I want to change the whole thing. I don't want to call it that, but I do love the name. I do love the website. I use the website to make an acronym, which turns out to be something else. I might get trademark strikes from a company if I do a real world project with it, but I love it. Do you know what I mean? So I've kept it, and you know, as a website, it's not published, but I would, I've got the domain basically, so I'll publish it at some stage. But I can prove when I bought it. So cyberhuman, yeah, we did a human AI already. You know what I mean? So, but of course, they're probably trying to do something like WorldCoin or something. Again, I'm not having a go at anybody. Honestly, I'm definitely not having a go at anyone. But a lot of these projects, a lot of these founders tend to usually hype is the right word, and pump based on the narrative, right? So when gaming becomes a narrative in the media, all of a sudden everyone's dumping gaming coins. Oh, gaming is going to be the next big thing. When someone drops an AI, everything's going to be an AI project. Everything's an AI, right? Okay, fine, right? You know, like for example, Fetch, right? When they talk about artificial intelligence storage, right? Data storage, boom, everyone's doing a storage, right? We've had that, right? It's a non-stop thing. When they started doing the exchange token, right? When Binance and a few others started doing exchange, everyone wants to do exchange tokens. So what I'm saying is when the narrative is hot, everyone's on it. You know what I mean? Here's a good one that a lot of people missed out, right? So recently, every single cryptocurrency that is good or top-notch or has done something or is launched on an exchange has a baby version. Has anyone actually wondered why it has a baby version? I'll tell you why, because people figured out that whatever this coin was, if it performs well, you create a baby version of it, scam, whatever, doesn't matter, it will pump and then they can profit from it. So we have baby versions of everything, right? So think about that. So it's just people following the narrative. That's all I'm saying. But listen, us as investors, right? We shouldn't be focused on any of that. This is just noise. Forget that. Forget the noise. Forget the dopamine, right? Because dopamine is what you need, right? This is what keeps you hooked and whatnot. I'm probably not giving you enough dopamine, but the point is dopamine is what is keeping you locked into these cycles and these particular coins or these particular communities, right? That's what's happening. For that 1 minute, when you look at those cryptocurrency, forget the dopamine, right? Go and have something that completely numbs your mind. It's like, no, I don't, that's it. Then what will happen is you will see things clearly and you'll be like, actually, I don't care what this project is. I don't care who Satoshi is. I don't care if it's a scammer. I don't care if it's a CIA. I don't care if it's the FBI. I don't care who they are. I don't care who created it, right? I don't care what university was involved. I don't give a damn, right? Because I'm in it to make the money. I want to make my money and I'm going to get the hell out. And by all means, you go to hell. It doesn't matter, right? You could be the scammers. You could be whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Because the only thing matters is when you enter and when you exit, right? So do you enter before everybody else or you enter at the end? Or do you exit before everyone else or do you enter after everyone else? That's the only difference. There is no other difference, right? When you're coming into these things, and even stocks, bonds, and shares is the exact same thing. Okay, bonds maybe not quite, but stocks and shares, the exact same thing. When do you enter? Do you enter before the other guy or you want to enter after him? Because whatever happens, one person is going to exit before you. You know, and you want to be that person who exits before everyone else. That's all I'm saying here. So I know I'm not the guy who's always bringing you some hype news. Bro, we're going to 500K today. Stick there. Stay there. Hold on your coins. Don't let go. Because you know why I would turn around and say something like that if I was an influencer? The reason is because I want you to hold because so I can sell before you. But here I'm telling everybody, right? I'm telling everyone on these streams, right? Sell before everyone else. Right? Make your mind up, make that decision and say, right, okay, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to set up my stop loss. I'm going to set up my trailing stops. I'm going to set up my target lines. This is when I want to exit. And I want to exit before Sham so I can take his profit. Do that. That's what I want you to do. Right? That's the exact thing I want everyone here to do. Right? You need to be able to get out before the other man. That's it. Simple. Doesn't matter who they are, expert, friends, family, doesn't matter. Someone's got to lose. Right? You don't want to be that guy. That's all I'm trying to advocate here, nothing else, honestly. And of course, it's none of this is financial advice. As I said, I could be wrong. You might turn around and blame me later on, right? Because you'd have made 10% more, right? But the least you could do is take the initial out just for yourself. That's what I'm trying to say, right? You need the dry powder if you're going to come back and play this game all day long. Because a lot of you guys have come in. None of you are, how would I say this, like, you know, just occasional. You're not just coming in and dabbling into it. No, you guys have become proper cryptocurrency guys. Whether you deny it or not, you might turn around and say, nah, I don't do crypto. You do crypto. You do crypto. Don't say you don't, because if you didn't do crypto, you wouldn't be looking at your wallet balances. You wouldn't be checking out this. You wouldn't be having notifications. You wouldn't be on this YouTube channel. You wouldn't be on Twitter. You wouldn't be on whatever, X or whatever. You wouldn't follow anybody crypto. You'd be like, forget it. Don't do crypto. right? Yeah, I dabbled in it. I don't do crypto. No. You would have no association with anything to do with crypto. That's who you would be if you didn't actually do something with crypto. But you are now in crypto. Doesn't matter if you own one coin or if you own 10 coins. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you made 10% or you made 100%. It doesn't matter if you put $100 in or you put $10,000 in. You are in crypto, right? So you surround yourself in crypto, absolutely fine. So do understand where I'm coming from. Smash those like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Desi Track says respect, bro. Respect to you too, my brother. Listen, I have nothing but respect here. Of course, sometimes I might turn around and I might sound a bit kind of rough or kind of awkward, and I might start effing and blinding everyone and start swearing, but I'm not doing it with any bad intent, right? I just want everybody to understand the ups and downs, the positives and negatives, and have the ability. I want everybody else to have the ability to think for themselves, right? And at least ask themselves this one question. Like everybody that's watching me here today, ask yourself one question. What I'm saying, does it make sense to you, right? And what I'm saying, is it going to cause you any harm? Because if you feel I'm going to cause you any harm, please tell me right now. If you feel that whatever I'm saying to you is going to cause you any harm, please tell me right now. But if you feel at the same time that, okay, what this guy's saying is actually good, it's good advice, right? Tell everybody, shout about it, scream about it off the top of your lungs, say that this guy's telling you the truth. That's what I'm trying to say. The truth is always out there. My name is Shams0x5, right? Why? I want you guys to understand that, okay, let's have this all unfiltered, right? Let's not put an act on. Let's not put a different persona on. I don't want to be a different person. I am not a different person. This is exactly who I am. The way you're talking to me right now, the way I'm talking to you guys is exactly how I talk to everybody, right? I am not a different person. Does that make sense? I'm not a different person. I take my time out to come here. Why? Because I want to help everybody. And end of the day, helping everybody doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to do it in such a way that I'm going to just give him some breadcrumbs and whatnot. But ultimately, I'm going to keep half of it. No, I'm giving you all of it. This is all of it. This is me. Right? I'm giving you that advice. I'm trying to push through a message to you and say, guys, please do understand that you don't be that idiot who holds onto his bags after he bought his initial, like whatever initials he put in. Don't be that guy. You don't want to even hold on to your initial. Take your initial out at least. You want to hold something or hodl something, by all means, hold on to your profits or whatever. But take your initial out, right? And now is another time, another chance that the market has given us that we are going to be able to take those out, okay? So end of the day, whatever coins you're holding, doesn't matter. Whatever coins, I was looking at a coin, whatever coins you're holding, it doesn't matter. If you get to a level where you haven't lost anything, where you have made profits or whatever, please at least think about taking your initial investment out, if not more, obviously. And with this entire video, we started with Solana, and I want to go back to Solana as well and probably end it from here as well. With Solana, what you have to understand, or any meme coin, Solana, you can go on Arbitrum, you can go on Solana, you can go on BNB and whatever. There's many, right? Aptos, whatever. Sui as well, they have meme coins as well. Any meme coins you do, if you're going to trade with the native currency, just calculate and see, are you going to, in your profits, does it give you more of that particular asset, the native asset that you traded with? Then you're good, right? And if that's not the case, then it's a bad trade. You want to get back into the original asset as soon as possible, right? That's it. And it could be anything. And that even applies to USDT or whatever, right? Because your trade is only good as long as you're making more of whatever asset you put in, right? You put BTC in, you want to make more BTC. You put Ethereum, you want to make more Ethereum. You put Solana, you want to make more Solana. You put BNB, you want to make more BNB, and vice versa. So that's what you have to do, right? So that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make this any longer. If you have any other questions or anything, please let me know. I'll give it a minute or so. And then if I don't get anything, then I'll just move on. But yeah, I mean, I do appreciate you guys coming here. I know a lot of the time, sometimes I get a bit heated up. But sometimes there is no choice, like especially a person like me. I don't have a script or anything, so end of the day I have no choice but to have a real go at you regarding something, right? And Bubble, honestly, what's happened is happened. It's fine, right? We don't ponder on the past, right? Okay, we lost money on like I talked about Luna, lost money, so what? It's gone, what are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? We can't bring it back, so that's fine. But we focus on future moves, we focus on the future goals, right? and then we sometimes there may be, like, for example, there may be bad investments out there that we've made. Sometimes probably it's worth just letting it go and going on to something else. If you're in a horse race and your horse isn't running, and you know, this is the horse I chose, but it's not running, it's not doing anything. Well, hold on, I might as well flip my bet to the one that's running. Do you know what I mean? If I get the opportunity and I know, and this is like a horse race, but at the same time we have the power to control our bets. In a horse race, you've already bet, the race started, so that you can't change your bets. Here we can change our bets, right? We can change our bets. So if my horse isn't running, I want to bet on the one that's moving the fastest, because that's going to give me the higher return and probably recover any losses I've made in the way. So that's also a strategy as well you can take, you know. All right, I don't see any questions, so probably you guys don't want to ask me anything, just in case I start having a guy at you. I say I'm not having a guy at anybody. I do respect everyone, and I highly appreciate all of you guys coming here. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. If you haven't joined our community, go on Discord. I don't normally plug Discord, but I am plugging Discord. Join us on Discord. I'm sure it's somewhere on the channel link or whatever. Listen, I'm using this software this new software that I'm using to do the stream. I haven't set it up yet. In fact, I was trying to mess around with the thumbnail and I just went live. I don't even know how I did it. That's how crazy this is, right? So, I'm still figuring things out. But I hope nobody was offended. As usual, I always give an apology at the end. But I hope nobody is offended, and you guys can appreciate where I'm coming from, especially when I am talking about these things, right? And hope you have a good day, good evening, wherever you are, and let me catch you guys on another one very soon. Right, other than that, adios my amigos.